Alright, so today we have a review of the 1 to 50th scale 3D printed spool trailer. This model is designed by Model Mechanic on Shapeway or Shapeways. It can be purchased. You have to assemble it. I didn't have to assemble mine. I bought mine assembled already from Custom Styrene on Facebook and Instagram, or Custom Styrene Lee, as some of you guys may know him. So I got it assembled. But without further ado, let's get straight into the review. So the first thing is the spool does come off the trailer, as you can see. Comes off the trailer. So here's the trailer itself. In real life, these would be powered by hydraulics. So when you would have a spool sitting on the ground, you would basically, I'm not 100% sure how these work, but you would operate the hydraulics, and these arms would come out, pick your spool up, and then you could put them back down and take your spool to where it's needed on a utility site. But here's the trailer itself. It's one 3D printed piece. I believe the wheels are a separate 3D print though. I do believe they all come together in the file that you get off of Shapeway. So I don't think you have to buy them separate. But here it is. Custom Styrene did add some supports because it is a little, it's plastic, so it does bend a little. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but I can bend it with my hands. I'm not going to try to break it because 3D printed stuff can be very fragile. But here are your tires. They do not roll or anything. You have to glue them on. So you do have, the tires are nice. They have some nice tread pattern, but they are both sides. On this, I'm guessing this would be your controls to operate your arms to pick up the spool. And then here, right here, is a hydraulic reservoir right here. Because obviously it's powered by hydraulics, so you're going to need something to power it. And I think this is your motor. I'm not 200% sure how these all work, because they do not work in the industry where they would use these. And as you can see right here, it's a nice drilled out pin hitch. I'm not sure if it comes like that on the model, or if you have to drill that out yourself. But it does make it so you can hook it up to any truck. But here is the spool itself. It's a nice print, in my opinion. It rolls fairly nicely. I'm not sure why you'd be rolling a spool of wire, but it does roll very nicely. And as you can see, it looks like part of the, I'm not sure how well you can see that, but there is where the wire has been left off. So as you can see, it looks like part of it has been taken off the spool already. Mine came painted red with orange wire, which I like a lot. And then you can mount it up on the different parts of the trailer. So you can mount it up in the highest point, which is where I like to mount it. You can mount it in the sort of the middle, or you can mount it there. I do not think you could put it in the last two mounts, as the spool is way too big, and it would be hitting the ground as you were towing it. Let's zoom out here. And here's my bore rig in the back, which you guys have already seen the review of. Hooks up fairly nicely, so you could theoretically have the bore rig pulling a spool trailer. I'm currently not going to display it like that. I'm looking forward to having a truck maybe built in the future that could haul this. Maybe have a spool truck built in the future. Let's get that out of here. Focus back in on the piece. So if you're, I know a few people have asked if it's worth it, if it's worth the, I think it's $80 shipped in total. I personally feel like it's worth it. It's a nice piece. It's definitely something you have to have if you have a utility collection or utility equipment and you're looking to do a utility dio. I know Model Mechanic does sell the spools separately. Obviously you get a spool with the set, but you can buy the spools separately. So if you're looking to build like a spool truck, or if you're just looking to have extra spools laying around, you can buy some separately. I'm looking at maybe having a spool truck built in the future. It just depends. I got a couple other things I'd like to get done first. But that's just the spool trailer made by Model Mechanic. Like I said, I got mine from Custom Styrene Lee on Facebook. So that will do it and wrap it up for this review. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you like what you like the content, everything, subscribe. I upload a video every week. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if you haven't already, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Both links will be in the description. So go ahead, feel free to check me out there. I would highly recommend following me on Instagram, as I post that. I update that almost 3 to 6 times a day, posting pictures. So that's just kind of, and I do post more there than I do on Facebook, so that's kind of a better way to keep up with me. But thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video to be uploaded.